Have you ever wondered what you'd do if a heart attack hit you when you were completely alone? It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? Yes, it really is. Sadly, this scenario happens more often than most people realize. Many assume they'll have time or that someone will be nearby to help. But the reality is, those first few minutes are absolutely critical, and what you do or don't do in that time could mean the difference between life and death. The good news, yes, even if you live alone or spend most of your time by yourself, you can survive a heart attack if you act quickly and know the right steps to take. In this video, I'll guide you through 7 essential actions you need to take the moment a heart attack starts and you're all alone. These are simple, practical, and life-saving steps. You don't need medical training. You don't need fancy tools. You just need to be ready and keep calm. We'll break down how to spot the earliest signs, what to do immediately, how to reduce the strain on your heart, and small but vital actions that could buy you enough time to get help. Stick around till the end, because the last steps are often the ones people forget, but they might be exactly what saves your life. Don't wait until it's too late to understand what your body is trying to tell you. Let's get started. Number 1, recognizing the earliest warning signs. The first and most important step to surviving a heart attack alone is knowing what it actually feels like, not just in your chest, but throughout your whole body. Most people expect a sudden, crushing pain in the chest like you see in the movies. But the truth is, real heart attacks often begin with much subtler symptoms. Those early signs can be easy to overlook until it's too late. What you should look for is a deep, uncomfortable pressure or squeezing feeling right in the center of your chest. It might feel like something heavy is sitting on you, or like your chest is slowly filling with cement. Sometimes it comes and goes, which might trick you into thinking it's nothing serious. But if it lasts longer than a few minutes or keeps coming back, do not second-guess yourself. Other early signs can include shortness of breath, even if you don't have chest pain. You might feel like you just climbed a flight of stairs, even when you're sitting still. Some people notice pain in the arm, shoulder, neck, or jaw. Others get lightheaded, break out in a cold sweat, or feel nauseated and dizzy. In some cases, especially for older adults or women, the pain might feel more like pressure in the back or stomach rather than in the chest. Let me share an example. Robert, 76, was sitting at his dining table when he felt a strange tightness under his collarbone, almost like heartburn. Then he realized he couldn't take a full breath, and his hands started sweating. He remembered reading that not all heart attacks begin with pain. So, instead of brushing it off, he acted. That choice likely saved his life. Your body often whispers before it screams. When it comes to heart attacks, those whispers are your only chance to act before serious damage begins. If you wait for the classic chest-clutching drama, you may already be too late. So, next time something feels off, especially if it's a mix of pressure, shortness of breath, or unusual fatigue, stop what you're doing. Don't try to tough it out. Don't tell yourself it's just indigestion. Recognizing those warning signs is your first shot at survival. Treat them seriously, even if they seem minor. Your life may depend on it. Number 2, call emergency services immediately. Once you suspect a heart attack might be starting, the very next thing you must do without hesitation is call 911. Do not wait to see if symptoms go away. Do not try to drive yourself. And do not assume you're overreacting. Calling emergency services is not only the fastest way to get help, it's the most effective thing you can do to stay alive. A heart attack isn't something you can just walk off. Every minute matters. The longer your heart muscle goes without oxygen, the greater the damage. But when you call 911, trained professionals are already preparing as they rush to you. They bring equipment, medication, and the ability to keep you alive. If your heart stops on the way to the hospital, or if your symptoms worsen rapidly, as they often do, you won't be able to help yourself. That's why trying to drive yourself is one of the most dangerous choices people make. You could lose consciousness, cause an accident, or delay your own care. Let the professionals come to you. Think about Evelyn, 79. She felt a strange ache in her left shoulder, followed by nausea and cold sweats. She thought about calling her son, but remembered a nurse once told her, "If you're alone and might be having a heart attack, call 911 first. Talk to your family later." She made the call. By the time the ambulance arrived, her symptoms had worsened, but the team was ready. They stabilized her immediately. That phone call saved her life. You don't have to be absolutely sure it's a heart attack to call for help. The dispatcher won't be upset if it's something else. In fact, they'd rather send help than miss a chance to save your life. Keep your phone somewhere you can easily reach it, especially if you live alone. If symptoms come on and you can't speak clearly, press the emergency call feature. Some phones have shortcuts to call for help even when locked. Learn where it is and use it. If you're watching this video and finding it helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us keep creating content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3, chew an aspirin slowly and calmly. After calling emergency services, the next most powerful action you can take is simple. Chew an aspirin. Don't just swallow it. Chew it, even if your hands are shaking. If you have a standard 325 milligram aspirin and you're not allergic or on blood thinners, this step can significantly increase your chance of surviving a heart attack. Aspirin works by thinning your blood. It slows or prevents the growth of a clot that may be blocking a coronary artery, the very thing causing the heart attack. By chewing the tablet instead of swallowing it whole, you get it into your system faster. Studies show this can buy valuable minutes, sometimes enough to restore some blood flow before help arrives. It's important not to take aspirin on an empty stomach unless absolutely necessary. But during a heart attack, the risk of clot formation far outweighs that concern. Also, don't use coated or delayed-release aspirin. If it's all you have, chew it anyway. You want the effects to start as quickly as possible. Let me tell you about James, 72. One morning, he felt tightness spreading from his chest to his neck. He remembered he had aspirin in the kitchen cabinet. He chewed one while sitting down and waiting for paramedics. Later, his cardiologist told him that single act likely reduced damage to his heart muscle. That little pill he chewed, he said, kept things from getting worse. Number 4, sitting or lying down to protect your heart. Once you've called for help and taken that aspirin, your next job is simple, but absolutely critical. Stop moving. Sit down, lie down. Find the safest, most comfortable position you can. This isn't the time to pace back and forth. Don't try to tidy up or gather your belongings, unless it's absolutely necessary. Any extra physical effort puts more strain on your heart, which is already struggling to get enough oxygen. Ideally, sit with your back supported, feet flat on the floor, and your arms resting loosely by your sides. If you feel faint or dizzy, lie down on your side with your head slightly elevated. And please, don't try to power through the discomfort. That mindset might have served you well in other parts of life, but right now, it's a risk you can't afford. It's common for people to feel embarrassed about calling for help, then sitting still, doing nothing. But make no mistake, doing nothing is doing something. It gives your heart a chance to stabilize, slows your breathing, and keeps your body from burning through its limited oxygen supply. Let me share a story about Alice, 81. One day, she felt pressure radiating across her chest. Her first instinct? To clean up the kitchen and get herself together. But she remembered what her doctor once told her. If you think it's your heart, sit down. Everything else can wait. She sank into her favorite recliner and waited for help. That stillness, she later said, likely prevented her symptoms from turning into full cardiac arrest. So if you ever feel those creeping symptoms, pressure, shortness of breath, dizziness, don't try to finish what you're doing. Stop right where you are, or move as little as possible to a safe spot. Sit or lie still. Breathe slowly. Let your body focus on just one job: surviving. Here's something simple but often overlooked. If you're sitting on a chair without armrests, don't slump forward. Keep your spine supported and your breathing open. The more relaxed and upright your position, the less effort your heart has to make. Number 5. Unlocking your door for emergency responders. If you still have enough strength after calling for help and settling down, one of the most helpful things you can do is unlock your front door. It may seem like a small step, but in an emergency, even seconds matter. A locked door can delay treatment when time is everything. Paramedics are trained to break in if needed, of course, but forced entry adds time, causes damage, and might even startle or injure you if you're close to the entry point. Unlocking the door in advance lets them walk right in and begin care immediately. That simple act could save several minutes. Your heart might not have. If you live alone, especially in an apartment or gated community, think through the logistics before a crisis ever happens. Is your door easy to open from the inside? Is your address clearly visible? Do you have a spare key someone close by can access? These are things that don't seem urgent until they suddenly are. Consider Paul, 76, who lives in a small condo. When his symptoms began, he called 911, chewed aspirin, and unlocked his door, all in under 2 minutes. Paramedics later told him that single action helped them reach him 30 seconds faster and saved them from having to break in. "That's the last thing I would have thought of," he said, "but it might have been what got me help just in time." If walking to the door feels too risky, don't do it. Sit down and focus on your breathing, but if you're close to the door and feel steady enough to reach it safely, go ahead and unlock it. You might also consider a smart lock with remote access or a medical lockbox for your key, especially if you live alone or have mobility challenges. It's a small act of preparation, but it sends a message to those coming to save you. You're ready. You've done your part. Now it's their turn. Number 6, using your phone's speaker or medical ID features. If you're waiting alone during a heart attack, your phone becomes more than just a communication tool. It becomes your lifeline. And one of the smartest ways to use it is by switching to speakerphone. This lets you talk to emergency responders hands-free, so you can focus on breathing and staying as calm as possible without gripping your phone tightly or holding it to your ear. When you're under distress, even holding something to your ear can make it harder to breathe. Using speakerphone not only reduces physical strain, but also allows the dispatcher to hear you more clearly if you suddenly become too weak to talk. It lets them listen for signs of your condition in the background, your breathing, your movements, even your tone. Beyond that, every smartphone now has something just as critical: your emergency medical ID. On iPhones, it's accessible even from the lock screen. Android phones usually have a similar feature. It holds vital information like your age, allergies, medications, and medical conditions. If you're unconscious when paramedics arrive, this data can save time and guide decisions about your care. Take Susan, 79, for example. She passed out moments before help arrived. But because her phone had her medical ID set up, paramedics knew immediately she was diabetic and allergic to penicillin. That saved them from giving her something that could have made things worse. They were also able to call her daughter using the emergency contact listed right in the phone. Setting up this information takes less than 5 minutes, and it lasts forever. Include your name, birth date, major conditions, medications, allergies, and 1 or 2 emergency contacts. It's not just for tech-savvy folks, it's for anyone who might one day need help when they can't speak for themselves. So if you ever feel the first signs of a heart attack coming on, use speakerphone, stay connected, and trust the person on the other end. Their calm voice, steady instructions, and presence can make waiting less terrifying. And if something happens before help arrives, your phone might still speak for you when you no longer can. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our educational videos for adults over 50s. Here you will find practical and verified tips for older adults to live a much more fulfilling life in their golden age. Number 7, slowing your breath to steady your heart. In the middle of a heart attack, it's easy to feel like panic is taking over. Your chest feels tight, your thoughts race. Every second seems louder than the last. But here's something you still have, something simple yet powerful: your breath. If you use it well, it can calm your nervous system just enough to give your heart a better chance at holding steady. Controlled breathing isn't about curing the heart attack. It's about keeping your body from spiraling into full-blown shock while help is on the way. The more anxious you become, the faster your heart beats. But slowing your breath can gently pull that rhythm back down. You don't need a special technique. Just try this. Breathe in slowly through your nose for about 4 seconds. Hold it for a moment. Then exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds. Do it again. Focus on that one small rhythm. It gives your body something steady to anchor to, and it can help prevent your heart from going into dangerous arrhythmias triggered by stress. Let me tell you about Frank, 83. When the pain hit, he felt like he was drowning in fear, but he remembered a simple breathing exercise his doctor taught him during a checkup. He focused on each breath, kept himself still, and let go of the panic. By the time paramedics arrived, his heart was still unstable, but not in full arrest. "I just kept thinking, stay calm, stay alive," he said later. "You can practice this breathing anytime, when you're resting, when you're feeling anxious, even when you're watching TV. The more familiar it feels, the more instinctively your body will return to it when the stakes are high. Your breath won't fix your arteries, but it can buy you time. It can keep oxygen flowing, and it can help your heart hold on. Sometimes, in those final moments before help arrives, that's the only edge you need. Stay still, stay alive." Final thoughts. At the end of the day, surviving a heart attack alone isn't just about luck. It's about preparation, awareness, and calm action. These 7 steps may seem simple on their own, but together, they form a powerful chain that can save your life. Recognize the warning signs. Call for help immediately. Take aspirin if you can. Sit or lie down to conserve your strength. Make it easier for help to reach you. Use your phone's tools wisely. Slow your breathing to keep your heart steady. Each measure buys you a little more time. Each gives you a little more control. And each says something important, that even when you're alone, you are not powerless. Heart attacks can feel like the most frightening kind of solitude, but these steps remind you you're not truly helpless, not even for a second. You have tools, you have knowledge, and you now have a plan. So, I want to ask you, what stood out most to you today? Was there a step you hadn't thought about before, or one you now see in a different light? Think about how you can use this in your own life. Maybe even share it with someone you love, because it might not just save your life, it could save theirs too. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below. Share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep creating content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.